I'm Barbara Jennings, your local realtor here, and today we've got a special guest, Mac Church, and he is with Atlantic Coast Mortgage. And let me tell you, we've got a special mini series just about lending for the next, oh goodness, goes until next year. It may go into even longer, but for right now, we're gonna get to the end of the year. On every Wednesday night, we're gonna post this, so stay tuned and make sure you tap that subscribe button and click the little bell so you get notified not only of these lending videos that are gonna educate you in today's shifting market, but also we've got driving tours and we've got all kinds of pros and cons about all the different counties, all the way up to Northern Virginia down to Prince William County. So without further ado, we're gonna get going and introduce Mac Church.
Let's do it.
Okay. Hi, I'm Barbara Jennings with eXp Realty, your local realtor, and I'm here with Mac Church, your local lender, and we are talking about
Self-employed borrower loans.
Self-employed borrower loans. What type of people would be self-employed?
So self-employed would be any individual that owns their own business. Also, that could be a real estate agent as well. It's considered self-employed.
Yep.
Anyone that's 1099 or self-proprietor. Those are all considered self-employed. There's also some positions where someone may be commissioned or contracted, and those could be considered self-employed
That might
as
be
well. Yes. So there's different types of being self-employed, but I can always go over that with any individual that does file a 1099 or a Schedule C or an 1120S or a 1065 or any of that good stuff.
Oh my goodness. So what does that really mean at the end of the day? I'm self-employed. I personally, I'm a 1099. What am I going to have to do or provide to you that a regular, I would say a regular borrower, like one that just gets a consistent paycheck?
Sure.
You know, so I'm commissioned only and I get a 1099 at the end of the year. What additional documentation or what I would need if I was purchasing a house?
So this is the scary part that I'm going to go over.
The scary but not so scary part if you've done this before.
So I will be 100% honest. A self-employed loan is probably the hardest loan there is to get.
Yeah.
And there used to be back in the day, I think we called it like before the bubble burst.
Oh.
there was a few programs out there that were specifically set for self-employed borrowers. They were called stated income loans.
Oh yes,
and
I knew that was coming. Yeah,
they were meant for people that were self-employed that could state their income based on their revenues. When the federal government decided to let normal W-2 employees start filing stated income loans, that's what blew everything up.
And changed the
lending
lending
the whole
altogether.
lending landscape, and those loans went away. And so now all of our self-employed friends are having a very, very difficult time getting a loan. And here's why. So the information or the financial documentation that is required is, depending on what kind of business you own, is typically a lot more. So if you have somebody that has an S Corp or C Corp
or an LLC,
they're going to have to they're going to have to give their personal income returns and their business income returns. Lots of pages in there.
Yeah, lots and lots of pages.
The key here is that the gross revenues that you earn are not used in the qualification process.
Did you hear that? The gross revenues
are not used.
Yes.
What is used is the net profit.
Net, N-E-T, the net, the bottom line.
The bottom line after all the write-offs.
Yes.
Now, typically in the normal world, if you're a smart business person, you're going to write off as much as you can, right? Because you don't want to have to pay a ton of taxes. That makes total sense.
That's right.
But here's the business world, and here's the mortgage world, and they go like this. They don't go like this.
They're not so friendly.
They're not so friendly, and
it is doable.
Of course, it's doable.
Yeah, definitely.
But the thing is when you are self-employed, you're not living for buying a house. You're living to have a successful business, to write off what you can. So, keep more money in your pocket, but it doesn't jive with the mortgage world.
No.
So when you are self-employed, we're not going to go off your revenues. We're going to go off your net profit. There's a few things we can add back, like depreciation and depletion and business use of home, things like that.
Yeah. So keeping good records and having a good tax accountant, that actually
critical.
Yeah, because without that, I don't think that we would be able to have purchased the homes that we had in the past, because we've only been self-employed, the 1099, I'm speaking just personally, but keeping great records and having a great tax accountant that shares with us, each year. Before we do something, we call them up, we send them an email. Hey, can we do this? No. Okay, thank you.
Yes, and the other thing is, when you're self-employed, you have to have 2 years of filed taxes, because the investors always want to see the stability of the business. So they're going to look at year 1 versus year 2, and they want to make sure that there's an increase in income. They're also going to average the 2 years. So if you have a poor first year or just a low first year,
like
or
some
a
people
loss
during COVID,
Sure.
that was a different, unprecedented times. And
Right.
taking that year and the prior year or the year after, combination.
So you may not be able to buy it at this point. You may have to wait until your next filed tax. And that's where I come in, and I can advise you and work with your accountant so we can figure out what your net profit may need to be able to qualify for the house that you want.
Yeah.
For those that are a 1099, you're most likely going to be a Schedule C employee, but it's no different. They're still going to use your net profit.
Yeah.
So for buying a house, being self-employed, you really, you almost have to plan a few years ahead.
Yeah.
It's not a wake up one day and say, I want to buy a house. There's a lot of planning involved, unless you've had a successful business for a long time.
Yeah, and you keep good records.
And then it's going to be, it's going to be a lot easier.
It's not as easy as one would think, but it is definitely doable, and it is easier and not as stressful when you keep good records and you have a good tax accountant that's working on your side and a great local lender. It's a team effort, when you're working with a 1099
Correct.
employee.
And there are always options or alternatives out there. There's some brokers that may do bank statement loans, but right now in the climate we're in, with just the volatility of the market, you probably would be in the 8s or 9 rates, and to me, I would never do that. But we'll advise you on timing, and it may not be what you want to hear, but we're going to advise you to get you into the best program possible, and that meets your needs within the whole crux of your situation with the amount of money you earn.
Yeah, most definitely. And keeping your credit score, does that help any for self-employed? Does that stay the same, or is that different for self-employed?
Well, self-employed, the credit score really doesn't. It's the same. It's the same loan type.
Okay.
The credit score is going to be the same. There's no difference. There's no benefit.
So you heard it there. No difference. It's the same.
It's going to be the same as a regular loan. It's just the fact that you're self-employed. So. You want to definitely plan way ahead in advance. And if you're in your first 2 years, it's probably not the right time to buy. But again, we're here to look at your information for you and to help determine if you are ready or what you may need to do for the next year to be ready.
Yeah, most definitely. That is so good to know, because there's a lot of people out there like yourselves. You guys are watching, and you've got your own business, and you say, just don't assume that you can't purchase because you're a 1099 employee. Reach out to Matt and let him run the numbers. Let him say, hey, this is where you're at. Because a lot of people, when you're planning to move and relocate, they know most of the time 6 to 12 months in advance, because you're getting that itch. You're saying, the house is, we're needing to right size, whether that's downsizing or upsizing,
right.
Whatever the case may be. You have an idea. So the sooner you can reach out to a lender, especially if you're a 1099 employee, and letting Mac know exactly what's going on with your situation, when you're thinking about moving, and what documents do you have already, and what will you be needing, And if you can gather them, and then as time goes near, you're just updating that information, you know, whatever the case may be. But getting the process started sooner will save you a lot of time, aggravation, and just make the whole entire home lending process
a lot smoother.
Yeah, way smoother.
Absolutely.
So you heard it from Mac. Lots of great information there. So until we see you guys later, hey, make sure you give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, reach out however you like. We're working for people days, nights, weekends, helping them move and relocate here to the area, whether it's getting a loan and then finding a house, or working together all at the same time, because sometimes we have people that, you know, you guys are coming and you're PCSing to the area, and you know, things really go fast when that happens. So working together with all of us, we just look forward to helping you. So we'll see you either on a Zoom,
soon.
Yeah, or in person. Oh my goodness, Mac, that was such great information. I can tell you, hey buyers, if you're out there and you're listening here to Mac, he is the Mac Daddy. He's got all, he wasn't ready for me to say that, but that's the truth. He knows what he's doing. He's got the service, he's got the people, he's got the knowledge and the wisdom, and he is a local lender.
Yes.
Well,
thank you so much, Barbara, for having me. It's been wonderful, and I hope all of you out there will definitely reach out to us with any questions or needs. We've been doing this a long time, so we have a lot of knowledge for you, and answer anything that you need and help you buy that house.
That's right. So if you guys are watching, remember to comment below, buy now, down there in the comments, and we will get right to you, answer any questions that you had, or you could just reach out to us. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Yeah, reach out days, nights, weekends. It doesn't matter, because, you know, when you're looking online, it's 24/7. So whatever time of the day it is, just comment below. We'll get any question that you have answered.